A grown man craving crab legs is gay. I don't care. If eating an underwater armored tank spider with scissors for hands is gay, then I don't want to be straight. Google Maps broke and created some kind of unholy Chicago singularity. Why should we care? I hope your wife gives birth to a centipede and you have to spend the rest of your life slaving away to buy shoes for it. Unbelievable backpack to human ratio on this lad. American YouTuber arrested after trying to give isolated tribe Diet Coke. Name a sport. Have you ever tried to hurry out of bed to go pee and rush back so you don't lose any tired? And it actually works. There's a reason why we do it. Mixed weight relationships. I hate it here. We're getting mixed weight relationships? That's a thing? Interracial. The alpha bros are shaving off their eyelashes because long lashes are too feminine. People like long lashes. What do you mean? Ignore the auto-generated captions. We did not have a secret room hiding deaf kids. Nintendo never once sent us deaf kids. We were hiding dev kits. When AI wants to put you in jail. My dad worked 16 hours a day on minimum wage and had a secret apartment and family in the 90s. This economy is insane. Bring back affordable second families. Americans are going to have to eat their own cheeses. Trust me, they'll crack first. Mr. President, open the cheese caves. I was only able to sit outside for 20 minutes, but managed to get a new bird on the face feeder today. Excellent use of free will. Misogyny check. Let your phone complete the sentence. Women are so cute, and I think they are available for sale. Dating a Christian is like the best. I cheat, get caught, we pray together and blame the devil. This guy doesn't know that you're the devil. Leave her. I'd like to announce I'm retiring from NASCAR after this season. I cannot drive a car for a league that won't allow my special flag. We actually had to Google who you were. I'm sure your dozens of fans are real sad about your crusade to defend participation trophies. It's BS that retirement homes have a minimum age. Being old and feeble is a mindset. Let me in. You're not American. Why do you care about US politics? Dude, I'm shooting my bomb with my gun. What the hell has it got to do with you? Well, if it goes off, I'm dead. I hope the TSA agent who made me open my sandwich and moved the pickles around feels super stupid. In the end, it was a sandwich. Shout out to the small child who roasted the guy saying, "Oh no, a sandwich." It's fine, they're doing their job. I'd rather them check a sandwich than them not check a sandwich and it be a bomb. In 1900, several French artists drew what they thought life would be like in 2000. We put a man on the moon. Where is our whale bus? Having penetrated the protective exoskeleton, a willy hunter harvests the succulent house meat within. The year is 2038, and you owe $50,000 of burrito debt to DoorDash, but you can pay it all off by living in Mr. Beast's minivan for 80 days, while he tortures you. Kidnappers stand no chance against my skincare routine. If they grab me by the neck, I will just slither out like a wet hot dog. Facebook schizo boomers are now transvestigating Shrek. Subliminal feminization of children's media. Yeah, this is too schizo for me. How are you looking this deep into Shrek? Kick streamer has been banned after taking a homeless woman on a date and leaving her with the restaurant bill. This isn't even funny. Permaban. Cringe. Maybe catcalling isn't that bad. Maybe the demonizing of catcalling is actually racist, since most men who catcall your skull is full of wet cat food. Ladies, if he does the deed and you don't want to get pregnant, you gotta let another guy do the deed with you so the sperm fight to the death. Sometimes I pray for God to take away my ability to read. New Mozart dropping. Previously unknown Mozart music discovered in German library. No way. A Japanese company has released caffeinated instant ramen that can be sucked out of a tube for gamers. Why does my new doctor's office need to know my body count? What's going on? Numbers of partners in lifetime. Less than 6, more than 6, just 6. Just 6 is sending me. Like that's the medically approved not safe for work limit or something. Asteroid the size of 48 eggplants to pass Earth on Tuesday. Okay, it's not 50. If it was, it would hit us. I forget I'm in a Facebook group for AI art. Then all of a sudden I see Children of the Born. Looks like Leonardo DiCaprio. Just found out today that moths can make their genitals vibrate to throw off a bat's sonar. We can too. You're just not skilled yet. We don't deserve dogs. We literally invented dogs by being kind to the monsters that appeared out of the darkness into the light of our campfires. They were never monsters. We deserve dogs. We do deserve dogs, but not everyone deserves dogs. If my uncle wasn't so fat, I wouldn't be drowning in debt right now. A plus-size coffin cost me and my family almost 5k. I'm sad that he passed away, but he could have at least lost a couple £100 before he died. Urza, you need to delete this now. This isn't funny. This is why most of the family wants nothing to do with you. I wore a red polo to Target, and they took me to the back and let me comb the creature that lays the Target balls. I knew there was an animal which laid them. They were too perfect. Got a pretty bad nosebleed at work, and everyone was like, "Oh my, are you okay?" And I was treated like a princess. And then half an hour later, my coworker one-upped me by having a seizure. He did that on purpose. He wanted attention. You may be able to just vibe without worries until you realize you have the lifespan of a gallon of... Someone tells me, aren't there more important things to be mad about? You novice, you rube, you idiot. I can be mad about 20,000 things at once. I am a walking chimera of various furies and petty qualms. I have a partner who will always do little things to surprise me. But today he sent me flowers because it's the anniversary of George W. Bush getting a shoe thrown at him. I told him months ago that I considered it a holiday. Never had someone pay attention to my nonsense before. Florida man caught illegally feeding wild alligator. Resists arrest. He's a good boy and he loves bagels. This is the very first Florida man story where I said to myself, free him. We need to free him. I hope he's freed. I'm praying that this Florida man is freed. You are literally one of the most illiterate people I've ever witnessed in real time. Your thoughts come out like chunky... Okay, that is gross. No one could convince me that you are able to function in real life. Ash is definitely going to jail for this one. How fast is Ash's piss moving to reach that height? You know what? ChatGPT, I think I want an answer from you. 36 miles per hour. My friend lost her stalker immediately after running to confront him, squatting and taking the biggest pop I've ever seen anyone take on a street. He became so disgusted that he started shouting, calling her names, then stormed off. No texts, no letters, no fingerprints on windows. He was icked into civility. I won't need to ick this guy into civility. I'll just grab a metal thing which can shoot things very fast. The US isn't even a country. It's just 15 corporations in a trench coat. Proud to announce that I was able to pay off my Costco hot dog. Just had a mental image of someone firing a gun into an envelope, trapping the bullet in it, mailing it to someone they hate. They open the letter and the bullet flies out and hits them between the eyes, ending them. Speak to the government, maybe. I can make that. Eating a tangerine in the shower with the lights off, so I can imagine I'm a bat in a tropical rainstorm. You need to have noises going off like... Black cats are wonderful because you can stare into the void, and not only does the void step back, sometimes it trots up to you happily and begs for pets. The void is loud and wants chicken. One time this guy in the stall next to me let out a hellacious fart that sounded like drowning a trumpet in Chili's deep fryer, and somebody else loudly said, "Jesus Christ," and then the fart guy apologized and started audibly sobbing. Feed the cat. It's boring if it simplifies the dynamic and sounds like a chore, but if you say fatten the beast, interesting, pleasing to the ear, gives power where power is due. I don't know why, but I saw an alliance to destroy Elon Musk's testicles with a spinning kick flag yesterday. That's very specific and it's not even in English. 2-star. First of all, they call it a lake and it's way too big to be a lake. The water was way too cold and there were gross, disgusting little things in the water like bugs and tiny bits of seaweed. They really need to skim these out in advance. I told the park about this and they seemed to blow off my concern. Additionally, there were way too many teenagers. They were running around, yelling and flaunting their mobility. You're jealous of young mobile teens, are you? Taco Bell is the only fast food place I roll up to with no ordering game plan. I just let the menu speak to me. The bell will tell me what I need. My mouth may be moving, but I am just the instrument of a supreme design. I like how this guy writes. 16-year-old Japanese cat saves rural train line from closure. Boosts local economy by millions. Every early Beatles song is called something along the lines of, I love my girlfriend, she loves me too. And then you get to their latest stuff and half the album is songs with names like The Ballad of Mr. Potato Man. It's crazy how if you get good grades, they just let you raw dog ADHD your whole life. Now Gen Z are waging war on our sandwiches. How younger Brits are ditching English classics like ham and mustard in favor of fancy woke fillings. I hate mustard. Ham and cheese? Yes, ham and mustard. All chefs. Under no circumstances shall any chef make a rice pee-pee. Anyone caught making one will be terminated. Leonardo DiCaprio distances self from 21st century after it turns 25. My son is 3% blueberries. He weighs 25 pounds and just ate an entire pint of blueberries, which weighs about 3-4 pounds. Therefore, my son is 3% blueberries by weight. I just realized I would have to eat almost 5.5 pounds of blueberries to achieve the same corporeal concentration of blueberries. Diaries. Why Wayne got socks on in the jacuzzi. Those are his hooves, you witch. Some people have feet, some people have hooves. In 2,000 years when we're friends with aliens, yeah, that's just the reality. You rush into a church to stop the love of your life from marrying the wrong person. Not paying attention, you barge in yelling, "I object!" only to realize it's a funeral. The deceased immediately rises in perfect health. All eyes turn to you. Then you're hailed as a god. The world is a prison. Gen Z Amish kid named Skibadia. New dude at work tells me he had to stop doing drugs because drugs turn him gay. And by that, he means every time he did drugs, he would get with dudes. And I don't know how to break it to him nicely. Hawk Tua is in South Korea today speaking at a blockchain conference. What kind of Willy Wonka world am I currently living in? And she got away with scamming millions. I mean, if you did invest into Hawk Tua coin and you thought it wasn't a rug pull, if you crush half a bottle of melatonin into an Arizona sweet tea, it's called a fancy dancer. And when you drink it, your skeleton detaches from your body and floats down a river of pure nightmares and something that can only be described as stanky jazz when you're buying energy drinks at 6 a.m. And the sandwich lady at Thornton's repeats the phrase the unborn Aztec king you met on shrooms told you to recognize him by. Kurt Cobain's daughter and Tony Hawk's son announced they have welcomed their first child together. Imagine Kurt Cobain and Tony Hawk are both your grandfathers. You're like the Son Goku of white people. Everyone trying to minimize their intake of microplastics is going to be so mad when we invent the blood filter that can extract it, and everyone who was plastic maxing gets a cool toy made from their poison blood as a souvenir. I love Tumblr. Review. Let me tell you, I was bitterly disappointed to learn that this book is, in fact, an instructional guide to the profitability husbandry of ducks as a craft. There is not one silver of insight about holding ducks accountable for their crimes against humanity, earth, or God. Ducks, how to make them pay. What type of crimes have ducks done? Is this like a theory? Tell me the duck theory. 5 liters of wine for £6.30. Euros telling me wine in a box is weird and trashy. Meanwhile, they're selling it by the Hawaiian punch. Never in a million years did I think this was going to be the topic of the vent. I need to vent. Hit me. There was a pregnant stingray in NC, and there were 0 male stingrays in the enclosure. They think she either self-reproduced, Sting Jesus, or one of the 2 male sharks in the encounter got her knocked up. Shark Ray. Today I learned that humans are bioluminescent and glow in the dark, but the light we emit is 1,000 times weaker than our human eyes are able to pick up. Forget every product from the beauty industry. I want to know how to increase my natural bioluminescence. What a nice sheep, I think as I gaze out a field. The sheep, facing away, starts to raise its head. I stare in mounting horror as the head keeps rising, neck elongating in some cursed spectacle that roots me to the spot in fear until I realize, oh, it's an alpaca. Vampires don't live in castles. Count Dracula lived in a castle because he was a count, not because he was a vampire. This feels like a sensitivity training for how to not commit microaggressions against vampires in your workplace. 10 years from now, you'll put on a jacket and find a mask in the pocket. Oh man, what a weird year that was. You'll chuckle to yourself. Then you'll pick up your machete and continue across the wasteland, keeping to the shadows to avoid the roving gangs of cannibal raiders. Rest in peace, Jimmy Carter. You are our most Scarlett Johansson looking president. Our grandfathers would maybe see one woman this hot in a lifetime, paint her on the side of a plane and carpet bomb the hell out of each other. You see a dozen people stuck in dryers hotter than her before breakfast and wonder why nobody wants to die in a trench anymore. Just ask this girl Hannah how she spells her name, and she just said, 2 of everything, darling. Hannah. My daughter has gotten into writing comics lately. This is my favorite. Hello lady, do you want to go on a date? I am just a dog with long hair. Oh, sorry to bother you. My favorite time of the day. Wizard cat with huge knockers. Every single Waffle House staff member I've met has been better at de-escalating violence than the LAPD. They need to switch jobs. LAPD works at Waffle House. Waffle House employees work at LAPD. The uncanny valley of pretty autistic girls is funny because your own parents won't notice for ages, but every mean girl you encounter will notice immediately before you even start talking about bionicles. Do you guys wash your balls? I hadn't washed mine for 8 months and decided to finally do it because I had really bad odor. But to be honest, I regret this decision. It was just slippery and slimy afterwards and I wasn't able to handle it well. I couldn't even shoot it that day. It smells even worse now. Check the subreddit. When I initially found this meme, I was not gonna download it. Hey, nah, I can't go out tonight. I'm having Elder Scrolls NPC surgery. Nothing beats coleslaw popsicles on a hot summer day. There should be a warrant out for your arrest. Asian women are like tech bro truffle pigs. They can sniff out if a founder is going to build a unicorn company. That's why I always bring an Asian woman with me to hackathons to hunt out the next $1 billion tech company. Bread is not something that has laws in place. Bread is not something that has laws in place stating you shouldn't smash it. Yeah, but people who do this get sent to mental homes. I asked Grok, TikTok. I asked ChatGPT. I asked my 2005 Burger King Obi-Wan Kenobi Magic 8 Ball. Busy weekend in NY, enjoying a quick dinner with the family. Why doesn't your daughter have a reflection? Wait, Mike Pence, are you lying about having a daughter? Okay, doom scrolling is bad, but have you ever seen the quality of the doom this week? It's only doom if it comes from Mount Doom, region of Mordor. Otherwise, it's just a sparking abject terror. A rural Japanese town under siege by monkeys is defended by 3 elderly women armed with air guns who call themselves the Monkey Busters. I look at this like, yeah, this is kind of funny, but it's kind of sad because the monkeys are clearly being pushed out of their normal environment. Or are they just getting really greedy? What do you guys think? I feel like all the useful PhD topics were taken years ago, but the colleges need the money, so a candidate can write a thesis on the impact of a yacht party dubstep on trout nightmares in the Hudson River. And a professor will say, yep, that's totally a thing you can be a doctor about. Every city has a guy they all know about. You can visit a friend in their town and see a man dressed in robes riding a horse, and your friend will go, oh yeah, that's horseback Jesus. And then that's the end of the explanation. We have this person who sits outside of Marks and Spencer's giving like magazines. She's been there for 20 years. She must be making a good amount of money. Seriously, when you compare the size of a gummy worm versus a gummy bear, it starts to paint a horrific picture of the gummy universe. The gummy bears are victims to the worms. Dudes who order boneless wings close the fridge with their hips. Yeah, what of it? My hands are full and my butt is fat. You wish you were me. Guy from the year 10,000 adding lead and microplastics to his meals for an Anthropocene diet because ancient humans built the Bass Pro Shop pyramid and the lost city of Miami. People in their early 20s still refer to people older than them as adults. When do you think they'll stop and realize they're adults? They are adults. I'm not an adult. I'm a child with a drinking permit. Drinking permit? What's in your sippy cup? Vodka. I hate vodka. Suddenly just remembered that the Dilbert guy married an Insta thought, who immediately disappeared into an Insta thought-shaped cloud of dust going meep meep as soon as her 2-year prenup pension was vested. Queen. Hey, I will be pre-gaming the bars tomorrow with the One Direction movie. Also, my boyfriend cheated on me by getting married to his underage cousin while he was on his trip.